So James Charles is a creep. Dirty Dom is a creep. Jake Paul is a creep. Did you see this new allegation against Jake Paul?
Most of these are males. I'm not trying to be reverse misogynistic, but this is crazy how they're all men.
Well, yeah, I mean...
Okay, let's talk about Jake Paul. The Jake Paul thing was crazy. So I watched your podcast live. So then we went to go watch the video of the girl because actually I didn't know about it. I didn't know or whatever. And it's pretty repulsive. Yeah, it's repulsive.
Well, she said,
his podcast.
Hey!
I feel so good when I get something cool like that.
But I think I said that before.
I don't never heard it. I just hear about impulsive, so I thought repulsive.
Okay, we love that.
Another plug for impulsive. All right, let's hear about Jake Paul. So we went to Jake Paul. We watched this girl's video, which, by the way, she looked 16 in the video, and then she did this a couple years ago, and I was like...
How old is she? She looks so young in the video.
She looks so young, and then she showed the pictures of when she knew Jake. She had, like, blue hair. Again, looked like 15 years old. I was like...
Well, she has a big TikTok account. How old is she? Her name is Justine Paradise. So she's like an influencer, I guess. Yeah, here she is.
This broke my heart because it's like, I think she talks about it pretty lightly, but it's like, this is like such long-term effects, like being the way she described being like forced into something, like, you know, it's like they don't think it's trauma at the time because what she said last 30 seconds or something, but that's so traumatic when it's like so quick like that. And like it's a lot, and I could tell she hasn't like fully even processed and understood it. Like it's just like a lot.
I never heard someone online describe it so graphically too. Usually they just say I was assaulted or something, but she explicitly described what
graphically
happened
and also very like casually, which is why it like bothered me because I was like thinking like this is gonna like fuck up long term. I see Tana now do a bunch of TikToks of, like, you know, I think this is a fucking me. She talks a lot about like, and and she says it's about a lot of people because people are like, is this about Jason? Is this about Shane? You know, because like Shane peed on her when she freshly turned 18, or she had her pee on him.
Yeah, I saw someone retweet like from 2014. He made like a sex tape with her.
Yeah, but other people too, like a lot of, and she said it was a lot, and then of course like Jason like trying to kiss her, and she's like, I wasn't a date until he made it a date, like, and now she's seeing it, she's like, this fucked me up, and it's like so interesting she's saying it because she's known as being like wild party channel, whatever, and so the fact that she's saying like this is like fucking me up mentally and stuff, and she's seeing that at 25, think of her at 30, like 30. Not to keep bringing this up, but I was in fucking mental hospital at 33 times over because I thought I was fine too. I was like, oh, I love being like this person. Like, I'm an escort. I suck dick for money. Woo! Like, I loved it. And then, like, later on down the line, you're just like, fuck, that was some fucked up shit.
Right.
And you really do, like, and I talked about it so casually too when I was younger. I was always like, yeah, like, this happened. This guy did this, whatever. You know, it's like, but it's so fucked up long term. And the way she was talking so casually, because she also mentioned a lot, like, her phone and how she was embarrassed by her phone model. And I was like, oh, she's talking about this so casually. She's comparing it to, like, a phone model. You know what I mean? And I was like, but that's just, like, a fucked up thing. It's not her. It's like, it really is like the way we're like taught to like think about these things as like girls, like it just happens, like that just happens, like it's fucked up, it's sad.
Yeah, I felt bad. I know what you, I mean, that's interesting.
And she texted him to hang out again, and I know that too because so many people be like, why would you text him to hang out again? It's like you're so like,
dude, there's people online trying to discredit her, and it's the same shit you fucking always hear from these people about like, I don't believe her because, like, why didn't she stop him?
So gross.
It's like, you're a fucking idiot. Or why was she talking about her phone? It's like, you're a fucking douchebag. Why did you reach back out to him? It's like, dude, can you just fucking have, like, a milligram of empathy?
But all those are traits of people being like abused, you know?
Exactly.
Because like reaching out to someone that abused you is like so super common. Like it's super common.
It's like textbook.
Yeah, of course. That's like red flags all around. Like it's not like something that's like shows that she was like abused in some way by this person and in multiple ways.
So there's like a whole time. This one was really just I didn't really see anything coming of this Jake Paul one. But
because people are just so numb by it. It happens.
I think so too. It's like, oh my god, another one.
When I hear about the James Charles, like I didn't even know about that one. I'm like, even me, I'm like, okay, it's another one because nothing's being done about it.
Because
it's
this
sad.
is a real person's story.
I know,
right?
But people are literally just being like, it's another one. Until someone pressed charges, like the Crystalia girl, the 17-year-old with the lawsuit. Like, that's like the first thing that happened, that she's not being paid off. And now all these details are made public. And people are like, oh, this is kind of nasty and gross.
Right.
And like, there's no chance of, and I'll keep talking about it because people aren't talking about it anymore. Like, he's canceled, whatever. It's like, he's not canceled. He's back. And people are giving him thumbs up and subscribing to his Patreon. So
the girl, first of all, when she first arrived, they took her photo and made her sign an NDA.
I went to the Teen 10 house and I did that too. So that's just for everybody, I think.
Yeah, but it's weird.
And also it means nothing. If that happens to you, like, it don't mean anything. Just.
So originally she was like, can I even talk about this? Because like it's intimidation. Here she is when she first made a TikTok about it.
Oh, she looks different here than
she
the video.
She says, signed an NDA at a famous YouTuber's house. And then he essayed me. Yeah, no more Fortnite.
$19 Fortnite coin.
Who
Isn't it
wants
crazy
it?
how TikTok is just airing out all your trauma? I've admitted more stuff on TikTok than I've admitted to like my therapist. Someone's like, okay, this is a trend. Let's talk about it. Isn't that crazy? I mean, it's good. Like, it's healthy. It's a good outlet. Like that
it.
makes you feel safe. But
I like TikTok. And she posted another TikTok saying that. Oh, this is the same TikTok. Yeah.
that looks like a continuation.
It's
Barely gave any
oh, you're right,
information
Trisha.
yet.
I almost.
And I did make a full YouTube video explaining everything. But I'm talking to a reporter now instead that contacted me. Because if
good.
everyone's gonna hate on me for something that happened to me,
Right.
might as well say it louder for the people in the back. And maybe this will encourage some other people to come forward about stuff that happened to them. Because if I don't stand up for myself, no one's gonna stand up for me. But I cannot put up my video until the reporter does their report. And since I did sign an NDA with the YouTuber prior to all of this happening, the reporter has lawyers with their company and they're just going to look
the
into
insider.
whatever.
Wait, I never saw an article come out.
Right, she
Maybe
already
it's
put the
something they're
video.
working on. Yeah.
maybe they did. The
I
insider
would've
be
heard
putting
about
out.
that.
Oh, yeah. Getting tagged.
So anyway, she did put out a video and she described the whole thing where she says basically they went up to the room and were making out and kissing, and then he tried to move it on to like, third or fourth base, I guess. I don't know. And she said she didn't want to. And then he's told her, well, if you don't want to, then what's the point? Okay. So like, we're like, okay, he's an asshole.
Right.
That's what she says. But what happened next wasn't
Yeah.
okay. I mean, it's one thing to be an asshole and just be like, okay, well then, leave. But what he did later is that he got up, she was laying on the bed, held her face down, and
F squared.
F squared?
That's what they're called. F squared.
Wait, what does F squared mean? Wait, there's an acronym for
I
that?
think so. I think unless it means something
F-squared?
else.
Oh
Unless
my
F
god!
squared means something
TikTok
else.
is so crazy.
I think that's what it means.
There's shorthand for everything.
Not so. Okay, I don't know.
F
Hopefully that's the
squared?
right terminology.
Holy crap!
Okay. She got.
Anyway, he basically.
Those were her words, by the way. That was why. I said
Yeah. So he let's say, how do I put this in a way?
Fellatio.
Fellatio.
Non-consensually.
Forced fellatio.
Non-consensual fellatio.
Non-consensual fellatio. Not funny, but I'm laughing.
And Jake's a big guy. Like, he's
Yeah.
big. Because I saw 2 comments being like, how does that even happen? What do you mean, how does that even happen? Like, you have a big guy that just and it lasts 30 seconds.
So she said he went right on her face in 20, 30 seconds, just finished, and then left the room. So it's you don't even
how old she is.
you don't even know what's happened before it's done.
look it
I see so many people on the internet trying to defend Jake by saying how could that even happen? It's like you don't.
They just
it's
haven't
20,
been in that
30
situation.
seconds. I mean, it totally sounds plausible.
What's her name?
Justine Paradise.
It's probably not a real name.
Oh, here it is. She's 23.
Oh.
Yeah.
She looks so young. Like, I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
23.
Damn.
So
Yeah, people, it's literally people are just numb to this, or they're like,
I think there's a lot of rape apologists who are just scared because they've done shit like this and they're trying to they're scared. They're scared to confront that they've done shit like this, and they want to make it seem like what he did is fine or impossible because they're trying to rationalize to themselves that they're not pieces of shit too. And that's the only logical explanation.
it's really
I have for
sad.
it.
And her watching her video was just so sad. She just looked so. She's just so nonchalant about it, which was so sad. She just made it seem like it was and that's how everyone's taking it. It's not a big deal. No one. It's not really as big of a story as it should be.
I agree.
And
I think just because it's coming on the heels of David Dobrik and James Charles,
Right.
then everyone's like, oh. But if this came out and without those 2 stories, it would be a huge deal.
it's really sad.
I mean-
I don't know. I don't really know the answer other than unless legal action or someone gets arrested or something. It's doesn't really.
It's worth talking about. That's
It's worth
for
talking
sure.
about. Yeah, for sure. And
Just
keep doing
so
the
people
TikToks.
know.
Yeah, it's awareness for sure. And
But here's I guess a lot of people have been calling her a clout chaser and shit.
I think also because Jake Paul's known as a piece of garbage, people are just oh, okay. You know what I mean? Which
you're
is
I'd be surprised if he wasn't.
right. And it's really sad. And she,
It's still not okay. By the way, that Paul family is like literally white trash. Like their dad lived in a fucking trailer outside Jake Paul's mansion. And did you know that his dad, Greg Paul, was like screwing young girls?
Yeah.
And he had like a sex tape leaked.
And like tricking. They thought they were kissing like a young guy and it was him.
Like, dude, you can't make this shit up. Like the whole, they're just a family of deeply disturbed creeps. Look up Greg Paul, dude. The guy is fucking such a goon.
I don't know much about him. I knew about the swapping out him for like a young guy. That's not.
Oh, the kissing vid?
Yeah.
Oh, but did you know that he had a leaked sex tape with a young girl? Greg Paul.
How young?
You can't see her. You just see him eating her out. It's really gross.
I mean, I don't want to shame a sex tape, but if she's underage or
young.
something.
She's young.
If they're under the age of 25, like.
No. Jake Paul doesn't hang out with people that old.
That old?
I would assume, if I would make a guess, she was probably like around 18. Because this was like years ago.
It's so gross. So I just don't understand.
Well, you can understand why the way they are if that's their dad. Hey, GP, coming at you. Anyway, here she is because everyone, again, it's like even now after David and James, you still can't come forward with all these legit receipts and everything and still not be totally shit on and accused of being a clout chaser. It's like, look at all this clout I'm gaining from fucking saying I was essayed by Jake Paul.
It's not the attention
I'm drowning in clout over here.
Well, and also, she has a good point. Like, the more you talk about maybe more people, it's kind of like the David effect, right? Like, all of a sudden, everyone like to blame it on me, but it's like one person says something and then like, other people start feeling comfortable. And it's good. It's good because, you know, it does end up working. Like, kind of the David thing, he had to address this stuff because now more and more people came out their story.
Dude,
because they felt safe, you know? It's like, because now they're seeing, okay, I'm, you know, especially with James, now people are seeing like, oh, people are seeing him for a monster. Let me just like add to that verification. It's not like trying to bring someone down. It's just like, oh, I also had the story to validate what everyone else is saying.
Yeah.
I think it's important. I think it's important to keep saying. And it's cool. TikTok is cool and YouTube is cool to have that. And if you have a story, it's why I always have said my stories. People are like, you sound like a broken record. Get over it, Trish. But it's like the more I said it, like the more people, you know, came forward with theirs and way worse than mine. Like the Seth thing, everything after me. I was like, holy shit. Like,
it's kind of, as a man, I'm kind of learning. I mean, I knew that it was prevalent, but I'm learning, and from reading and seeing all these experiences, it's insane how prevalent like SA is. Like, it seems like the vast majority of women in their life experience being the victim of some kind of sexual violence.
Every woman I know. And I think back like 10 years ago, you wouldn't think it was. Like the stuff that is that, you didn't think it was. Like, you thought if someone like tried to kiss you and you didn't want to and you said no, like that was totally fine. But like that's literally not. Or like even sex, stuff like that. If you say, oh, I'm not feeling it, and they still like go in for it, it's like you don't realize it. But now like, I'm glad people are talking. But every single girl has definitely had it, or someone they know.
It's just shocking to me because it's like, I just feel like we're not, as a society, like women are just, their whole sexual experience is so much different than men's, and it's been kind of like either swept under the rug or a secret or just totally not, like men as a whole, as a gender, have not had the amount of sympathy or understanding of the female sexual experience.
Yeah.
It's shocking to me now that just in the past like 10 years or so, there's just been a lot happening, and I've been reading a lot, and it's just like, it's crazy. I can't believe that. It seems like 95% of women have been some kind of victim of this shit in their lives, like something or the other, and it's just fucked up. I mean,
well, it's really cool to see this happen. It's probably like the Me Too movement for Hollywood. This is like, it's like the Me Too movement for just regular people now that there's TikTok and things go viral and stuff like that. Like, I think that's really a cool thing because now people can't get away with it, which before people could, you know, for whatever reason, but now they can't get away with it. And I think that's really important.
It's good for young boys to learn about what is and not okay, because like the bar is always kind of moved, or maybe it was something that wasn't openly discussed, but I feel like as a society it needs to be very clear to young men like what is and isn't okay.
Mm-hmm. That was always my issue with, I think, David just never addressing anything as like, address this, because all your fans think it's totally fine what they did to Seth, what they did. Right. And I still don't think Seth got the justice he deserved because he's a male, and because, you know, obviously Hannah, came out too, and a lot more attention went to that. But the fact that he didn't address the Seth thing properly, like that wasn't cool either. And like Jason, nobody had to address that. It's like, so these people all think that's totally fine. Like they're boys. Like Scott's sire being like, boys will be boys. That's what we do. We just fuck with each other. It's like, no, it's not okay. Like, and the fact that more people didn't, like they didn't touch on it. David kind of did at the apology at the end, but that was like my biggest
I don't think he
issue.
ever contacted Seth.
Did he not? I don't know. He didn't.
I don't think so. I never heard about it.
I'm still waiting for my phone call.
Yeah, you never heard from him. I mean, you never heard from him.
Like, you know, at the very least, right? He thinks, oh, okay, Trisha's going to talk about it on Frenemies or whatever like that. But at least, like, try and make yourself look good. At least, like, apologize.
Wait, yeah, because he was like,
know?
I'm reaching out to everyone, and he never called you. I guess he doesn't think he did anything wrong to you.
Literally, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Which is insane. It's crazy, but it's fine. Honestly, like, at least a little bit of, like, closure was given to, like, I don't think Seth got closure. I don't think he got the right amount.
I'm going to ask Seth if he ever heard from David.
Or Jason. I mean, he was the one that did it, too. It's like...
Right, or Jason.
Jason's just been so quiet.
I wonder if he sent him a heart like you did you. Hey, babe, just wanted to talk. This is crazy.
Hey, babe.
He basically said that to you, didn't he? He was like, hey, babe, heart, let's chat.
Call me, please. Hey, Trish, it's Jason. Call me, please, Red Heart.
Anyway, after getting called a clout goblin by some fucking maniacs online, this is what she said.
Who called you? Who called? Someone called her that?
Oh, yeah, she's getting a ton of shit from people.
God, why? Why are people defending Jake Paul?
Accusing anyone for clout. I've kept this to myself for a long time, so making the decision to share it publicly is terrifying because I know I'm going to have a lot of attention on it, and I know a lot of that attention is going to be hate, and I don't want to deal with all the hate that I'm going to get for like something bad that happened to me. But also, I know it is necessary to share this information with everybody, so it could maybe like save someone that would be in my position in the future. I haven't shared this YouTube video previously with all the information in it because like it's scary to share. So I've been kind of mentally prepping myself, and also some like big reporters said it's in my best interest to wait, and since I've never shared anything like this and I assumed they had more like knowledge than me, I decided to like go with that. But I think that's wrong. I think it's just in their best interest for me to wait. Hello.
She's right about that.
I am
What?
That it's in the best interest of the reporter to wait.
Why is that? Because
She didn't want to. Yeah, they want to break the story. They're like, don't post till our story comes out, and she's like, well.
what if it's Kat again? Kat just going on all these issues. It's amazing. She's good. Like, I like when
Well,
people
that's
are like,
good though. That means that
thought out.
there is more coming for Jake Paul if there's someone working on it. But if you do want to, I do recommend watching her video if you can stomach it. But it's just too graphic
It's a lot
to show.
Especially because she's so young, so it's just like it's a lot to think about. Like, I don't know.
Wait, oh, this is a re-upload. Wait, where's the original?
Did you take it down?
No, I think the guys just backed it up just in case. But I wanted to give here. I'll find you. If you guys want to watch her original video, which I recommend if you can stomach it, it's here, and it's called "Trigger Warning: Jake Paul seriously assaulted me," and it is on Justine Paradise channel. So
Hi.
I'm not gonna watch it though.
I
Yeah.
Yes.